guys, and welcome back to my channel for my 35-week pregnancy update. So I'm going to try and keep this update a little bit on the shorter side for two reasons. The first reason is because I don't really have a whole ton of like new symptoms that have gone on over the past week, but I still have some other things that aren't necessarily symptoms that I wanted to just talk about and update you guys on. And two, Johnny is currently off for 3 days. He was off yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Just because that happened to work out with his schedule at work, and our baby shower is tomorrow. So he's home, and normally he's not home when I film these updates. And Anastasia actually had a little play date with my sister and her son, which is my nephew. So Anastasia had a little play date with her cousin while Johnny and I got a bunch of stuff done around the house. So she didn't take a very good nap today. Actually, she only slept for 30 minutes in the car on the way back. So she didn't nap while I'm filming this, which is what I usually do. I usually film while she's napping. So anyways, that's why I'm gonna try and keep this like quick and short and sweet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it with my weight from this morning. At 35 weeks pregnant, I weighed in at 139.4 pounds, which I don't even remember how much I weighed last week, but it's probably like a pound or so difference. If you guys watch every single one of my pregnancy updates, you probably know exactly how much it is, but I don't remember. I was somewhere in 138. So I weigh 139.4, which again, this is still less than I weighed when I was pregnant with Anastasia at this point. And then I'll really quickly share the quick stats that the Bump app sends me in my email. So the first thing it says is that the baby is about the size of a pineapple, and he is roughly 18.1 inches and a little over 5 pounds, which is crazy because when Anastasia was born, she was only 5 pounds 2 ounces. So he's about the size that Anastasia was when she was born, even though she was born at 39 weeks in 1 day. The next thing it says is that hearing is fully developed and baby responds to high-pitched noises. And if you're having a boy, his testes have probably fully descended. So it's a big, exciting week for him. So that is everything that is going on as far as like my weight and what the baby's doing and how big he is and all of that. As far as symptoms go, this past week has been crazy. First of all, like I have had so many things to do. Every single day I've been writing lists of things that need to get done. And I'm actually making another video that's like a nesting type video with decluttering and cleaning and organizing and getting ready for our baby's arrival very soon here. So I've been working on that, and that has pretty much taken up the bulk of my time. Like there's not a minute that goes by where I am not trying to like wash baby clothes, get things organized, throw stuff away that we don't need anymore, move things around, like just all of that kind of just like little, you know, kind of tedious, time-consuming things that you have to do before you have a baby. I've been doing that for the past week. I mean, I've been doing it for like the past month, but really the past week. So that's really what I've been doing, and because of that, I haven't really had the chance to like zone in on each and every pregnancy symptom that I have been experiencing because of that. And then also it's like at this point in pregnancy, I don't really feel like anything super new is happening. It's more of just like the same symptoms I've been experiencing, either more intense or they fade away. With that being said, I know the past two pregnancy updates I've been saying a lot that I've been having contractions and like period-like cramping, and I've been having Braxton Hicks forever now. But the Braxton Hicks are still there. However, I haven't noticed as much period cramping type feeling over the past week, which again, that could just be because I'm not really paying as much attention to it, or it could just not be happening as much as it was over the past week. I don't really know. It's still there. I still notice it, but I just feel like the week before I noticed it so much more. And again, that could just be because it was like a newer symptom and I was like really paying attention to it. But this past week it hasn't been bothering me as much, so I mean, that's kind of a good thing. However, I will say that even though I haven't been having like what seems to me I haven't been having as many of those period-like contractions, I've been noticing that my lower back, I think I mentioned this before, but it's like been more intense this past week. My lower back is like really stiff and sore feeling, and just like a lot of pressure. Like I don't feel like he's about to fall out or anything like that. I'm not like leaking any kind of fluid or bleeding or anything like that, but I've just noticed that, I don't know, it feels like someone is literally like pushing or sitting on my back, and it's like it's hard. Another thing that I've noticed is that it's oh my God, it is so extremely hard to bend forward at all, like even a little bit. Like even when I just go to like sit down to pee or like put my the shoe thing has been forever, but even when I go to put my shoes on, like, oh, I really don't look forward to it. Like, because it's so hard for me, and like I literally have to hold my breath to be able to do it, and it's been really, really tough. Another thing that I just like thought of is that my shoes, like I've been having to loosen up my shoes because I usually either wear, actually I only ever really wear tennis shoes or like little sandals. But even my flip-flops, like my cheap little thong flip-flops, don't fit anymore because my feet are too big, and they're not swollen. My feet aren't swollen at all, but they're just like spreading out. And I think it's just because I weigh more now. And with like the pressure of my belly pushing down on my lower extremities, I just think that's something that happens. But the good news is that I'm not swollen at all. And another thing that goes into that is that at this point in my pregnancy with Anastasia, and I know that I always refer to my last pregnancy, but I just think it's interesting to compare two different pregnancies, especially because I was pregnant with a girl and now I'm pregnant with a boy. But around 32 weeks with her, I had to take my wedding rings off because they were too tight. My hands were too swollen and I was afraid that they would get stuck. So this time around, my wedding rings still fit really, really well, and they don't get stuck, and I haven't had to take them off at all. There's even like a little bit of room, so that's really good. I'm hoping that I'm able to wear them like all the way through the end of my pregnancy, because I really didn't like not having my wedding rings on, because I don't know, I just like to wear them. Some people, like when they get married, they don't care about wearing their wedding rings, but to me it's really special, and I like how I look on my hands, and I really like my wedding rings, so I don't like to have to take them off. One other physical symptom that I noticed this week was that my nipples are really sensitive. Like they almost feel like a little bit sore, and it was only, I think it's only been like over the past couple of days, and that has nothing, I don't think it has anything to do with impending labor or anything like that. That's just something that your body is getting prepared to breastfeed a newborn. So I'm not worried about that symptom at all, but I did notice that they are starting to get a little more sensitive. And speaking of which, I do plan on breastfeeding. I breastfed Anastasia for a little over a year, and I'm hoping to be able to do the same with Boston. And we also got a little extra freezer for our garage to help store breast milk in, because with Anastasia, fortunately and unfortunately, I had an oversupply for probably like 6 or 7 months. The first 6 or 7 months that I was breastfeeding her. So I had to pump like at least once or twice a day, and on top of me exclusively breastfeeding her. So I was able to save up a lot of milk, which was great, but we ended up having to throw away a lot of milk because we only had our freezer from our refrigerator in our house. And you can only keep milk in that freezer for so long. And also we were running out of room. Like we literally were stuffing milk anywhere we could, and there was no room left. So this time around I wanted to be extra prepared, and we got a little mini freezer for our garage that I got on Amazon. It was like under $200, and I actually today prepped all of my postpartum freezer meals to have for us. That way we can just throw a bunch of dinners in the oven, and we don't have to worry about like actually standing in the kitchen and making a dinner when we have a newborn and a toddler. I did that today, and those also fit in that little freezer that we got. So I'm super excited to have that. Even if I don't end up having an oversupply or I'm not able to breastfeed or whatever, this time around I'm just happy that we have that extra storage for food. So besides that, that's pretty much all the symptoms and everything that I've been experiencing. Besides physical symptoms, like mentally, I've just been trying to prepare myself as much as possible for this baby. I'm starting to get really like anxious, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared to give birth because I don't know what's gonna happen. I still don't know what's gonna happen because, you know, I could have a VBAC and it could be perfectly fine. I could attempt a VBAC and it not work, and I have a C-section again, or, you know, something could go wrong, or I just go straight to a C-section, and I don't know. For me, not knowing really makes me nervous and anxious and all of that. But then on the other side, it's like, I know that I want to try for a VBAC, but I'm also scared that if I try, like something bad's gonna happen, because there's those risks that come with a VBAC. They're not, you know, these like majorly common risks that happen, but they are there. And just knowing that certain things could happen, like it is possible for, you know, very tragic things to happen during a VBAC is scary to me. And having another C-section is scary to me because it's major surgery, and I think a lot of people think that. C-sections are like the easy way out, and I've talked to people who've had vaginal deliveries and C-section, and all of them have agreed that vaginal is easier on your body afterwards. I'm not saying it doesn't matter what way you give birth. Giving birth is hard, but for most people, they find that recovering from a C-section is harder than recovering from a vaginal delivery. So I'm worried about that, especially with a toddler that it likes to climb all over me and is a little bit crazy. So that makes me a little bit nervous, but I don't know. We're not gonna know until things start happening, and at our next appointment, which I will be 36 weeks at, that's when we have our next appointment, which is going to be on a Monday, we are going to have an ultrasound to check on his size and see what the estimated weight is. I know that doesn't mean anything to a lot of people, but they can still kind of give a rough estimate on how big he's going to be, which is going to be interesting to me. And then they're also going to check me and see if I'm dilated. And then we're also going to plan the scheduled C-section for 39 weeks, around 39 weeks. So all of that stuff is coming up. But other than that, I think that's everything that has been going on over this past week. I have pregnancy brain, so I don't really, I'm probably going to finish this video and remember something, but as of right now, that's all I can remember. Like I said, we're just trying to get ready for him as much as we can. We have our baby shower tomorrow, which I'm super, super excited for. I'm so excited just to see everybody and just to be able to celebrate having another baby. And on top of that, we've already started setting up our room for him to be in our room for the first couple of months, because that's what we plan on doing. We did that with Anastasia and it worked really well for us, so I think we're going to do that this next time around. And I'll actually be making a video just showing like how we set up our newborn area in our room for when he comes home from the hospital. So if you guys are interested in seeing how we do that, make sure you subscribe to my channel and stick around to see that coming out very shortly. It'll probably be within the next week or so. But anyways, that is going to be it for my 35-week pregnancy update. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below if you are expecting. I always love talking to you guys about your pregnancies and how you're feeling and how far along you are as well. And don't forget to stick around for the very end to see my 35-week belly shot. If you guys aren't subscribed already, I already said this, but make sure you are subscribed because there's some really exciting videos coming out that I'm super excited to share with you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
Be easy to feel you in my arms, but now we're here and I'm all in, and I wonder by you, cause I can stay till the morning or stay till the dawn, but just hold me now. I wanna be so much better whenever you're around. I wanna say something clever to get in your mind, cause right now we're not together and I lose my way then. Oh, I feel so much better.